Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Tim Caldwell, and I'm a business development manager here at Warren Rupp, and I'm really excited to be here today to talk to you about the new Rockstar Versamatic solids handling solution. It's a 2-inch plastic flat valve pump, which is excellent for handling solids. But again, thank you so much for joining me today. And the time is important, so we'll get right into the presentation. Some of the key topics we're going to be covering today is, what is the Rockstar? How does the Rockstar work? What are its features and benefits? Let's talk a little bit about ease of maintenance, some primary applications to look for, some of the performance specifications that you can expect out of this pump, and some frequently asked questions. So to answer the question, what is the Rockstar? It's an enhanced flat valve pump technology utilizing patent-pending stainless steel flaps, and those flaps deliver the following. Really, they resist clogging and prevent the collection of small solids and packable mediums in the flap check areas, which can affect performance. So again, it's resolved any issues there for sure. These flaps open fully, so they allow you to pass complete solids through the pump, and it also enhances the flow rates with the addition of the Rockstar technology. These flaps provide longer in-service life than traditional elastomeric flat valve designs, which we'll talk a lot about, and we'll show some images of that. They're abrasion resistant, so you don't have to worry about them eroding away or being abraded through when you're pumping abrasive mediums. They're very easy to assemble, to repair, and they're also very repeatable, not only from an assembly standpoint, when you rebuild the pump or whether it's brand new. And consistent performance. You'll see that this pump will perform the same from a suction lift or flow standpoint as the pump is brand new or it's nearing the end of its life. Where rubber flaps tend to lose some of their elasticity, which can affect the performance over time, where these stainless steel flat valves that are in the Rockstar do not have that issue. And really the area you're going to be focusing on with the Rockstar is right here on the flap assembly section. The rest of the pump has remained the same from the original E2PP plastic flat valve version, and what's really been upgraded or enhanced is the stainless steel flap assemblies, which we'll talk a great deal about today. So how does this pump work? Well, here's some great animation that shows you clearly how the pump works, and then its many features and benefits. And this animation can also be found at versamaticpump.com. As well as you can take a link and send it to customers if they want to see the new Rockstar as well. Some areas to really focus in on here are the top suction and bottom discharge. So the fluid's coming in the top of the pump and out of the bottom, obviously. And what that does for you is the settling solids, you have gravity helping get these solids through the pump. And if the solids would settle out when you shut the pump off, so let's say you had sand and water in here, that'll all settle out on the bottom of the chamber here and bottom of the manifold away from the flat valve and or the diaphragm's dynamic motion. For a ball valve unit, that particulate could settle out up here on top of the ball and then run into the diaphragm on startup, where with this pump, all of that particulate is going to end up down in the bottom and away from any dynamic components. Another area to focus on is also this stainless steel flap. The stainless steel flap right here is great against abrasion, as you'd expect. And again, this pump can pass large solids because you have all of this room when the flap opens up for that solid to pass right through the pump and out. So again, great against settling solids, great against abrasive solids. Just a wonderful pump unit for those challenging applications. And when we talk about the features and benefits of the Rockstar, many of them are very self-evident. We talked about this. There's an anti-clogging feature, which we'll touch on here through the exclusive hinge retainer. So what we have is we've got this retainer here that is capturing the pin on the flap. So this flap pin, it'll rotate within that retainer, and what that retainer does is keeps a lot of that particulate out of the way, so it won't affect the performance and the opening and closing of that flap. And really, the fact that it's rotating on a pin really extends the in-service life versus taking a rubber flap and flexing it at one spot. So you gain the opportunity to perform better in applications that have packable solids and slurries, as well as you're extending the life of that flap because of how it's being actuated and controlled. And really, we've also optimized the flap's profile. So basically, the shape of the flap, which inside that elbow of the pump, by optimizing that, it really helps to improve the flow and efficiency of the pump. And it also is self-cleaning behind the flap. There's enough flow behind the flap that it will clean out anything that would want to settle behind the flap that could affect performance. But again, we've taken that into consideration. So this is self-cleaning and really won't have any issues when it comes to pumping solids or slurries. It's got a low center of gravity here, so we've added material to the bottom of the flap, making it heavier. So that flap will open and close more rapidly, which again will boost your flow and efficiency within the pump and also help it to perform better in opportunities where there's a higher viscosity of the fluid you're pumping. These are durable stainless steel. So again, great against chemical resistance and also against the abrasive nature of the fluid that it's pumping. We touched on top suction, bottom discharge. It's got thick, robust casting. So again, not only is it good against abrasion, but it'll hold up to the rigors of the pumping used in services like mining or portable applications. The body is polypropylene, and like we've said, the flat valves themselves are stainless steel. So poly body, stainless steel flap. Got an inline serviceable air distribution system, so very easy to access, which we'll talk about here in a minute. There's 4 bolts to get to the pilot and 4 bolts to take the air valve off, so very simple. It can be serviced inline, and then all bolted construction for a consistency of build as well as leak-free operation. And this pump is lightweight. Okay, it's only 58 pounds. For 27 kilograms, which a lot of customers really like, especially in mine dewatering application or any application where this pump's going to be moved around consistently. And it also comes with ergonomic handles. You can see the handles here that I'm using, and the ergonomic part of this is that these handles can be rotated. The bolt pattern is the same, so you can rotate them, whether it's vertical or horizontal. Take off 4 bolts, rotate it, and this handle or orientation can be easily changed to your liking. The clean out caps, which I'll touch on more here in a minute, you take out 6 bolts and this entire cap will come right out and gain you immediate access to the flap checks. So great for inspection, or if it pulls in a glove or a rag or something they can't pass, really easy to get that pump up and running again right there on site. You don't have to take it out of line. And the fluid connections, we can do female threaded fluid connections with a stainless steel ring on the outside to protect it, or we can do ANSI DIN flanges, which are more popular on the chemical side of things. It seems like mining likes the female threaded with a quick disconnect. Chemical likes flanges, so we've come up with both for your customers' needs. Now we move on to ease of maintenance. And this product offers a lot of opportunities there. Like we talked about, you remove 6 bolts and you get immediate access to the flap area. This clean out cap comes right off. So take off 6 bolts and you can slide it right out. You can see it here in the image. The cap will come right out and give you immediate access to these flaps. And to remove the flap assemblies, it's just 4 cap screws, and this entire assembly comes out as well. So very, very simple. This pump can stay in line and you can repair the flaps and or evaluate the section of the pump without having to take it out of service, which is really nice and really best in class. When we talk about ease of maintenance on the air distribution side of things, this is really world-class as well. If you want to gain access to the pilot valve assembly on the back side of the pump here, just remove 4 bolts and you can get immediate access. This all pulls out, and there's the pilot sleeve and the pilot spool that come right out. So you don't need to take the outer chambers off to get access to the pilot in this pump. So very, very simple there. And the air valve assembly on the front side of the pump is exactly the same way. You've got 4 cap screws right here. This pulls out, then there's 2 staples that you pull out and the end caps come off. So you get immediate access to the sleeve and spool to evaluate that and check for any possible issues there. So again, very, very easy to access. And if the customer wants to port the exhaust away, you can take these 4 screws off and get access to exhaust port here. So if you want to pipe this away or add a muffler, you can do that, or you can stay with the integral muffler that's already there on the pump itself. So a lot of really thoughtful options as part of the Rockstar design. Let's talk about some of the key applications. Now, this pump can be used a lot of different places, but a couple of the areas that we've chosen to focus because of this design, one of them is mine dewatering. And the reasons for that is obviously this pump can handle solids, it's lightweight and portable, and it's very resistant from a material standpoint to acidic mine water. Because in many cases, like coal mining or hard rock mining, the pH of the water can be very low, which can attack aluminum. And obviously the lightweight nature of this pump at only 58 pounds or 27 kilograms is really terrific compared to if you get a 2-inch cast iron pump, for instance, is going to be well over 100 pounds, or probably closer to 140 pounds, where again this is only 58 and delivers the 170 gallon a minute flow rate. So again, small package, easy to move around, great flow rates. On the meat and poultry side of the business, and if you want to learn more about this, we have a brochure at on that. There's different brochures and things of that nature. But we've got in the meat processing area, you can look and see that you've got animal blood transfer, or anytime that you're going to take the fur off an animal, there's a chemical process involved with that. So you can have solids and the chemistries that this pump can handle very well. So solids, it's resistant to blood, which it can be abrasive or aggressive, and then the chemicals. So really good in the meat processing industry as well. Chemical sumps and pits. It can be anything from the solids that fall in there. And most plants have some level of water treatment, right? Or most plants have to capture in a sump somehow the water that's being used in the plant. So then they could have everything from trash to earplugs to pine needles or whatever could fall in there. So having a solids handling pump is great. And people want to keep that pump above the sump, so you need a pump that's got a good suction lift. And obviously this pump is 20 plus foot suction lift, so that's great. Or around containment areas, so tank containment walls will capture water that needs to get pumped out. Sump and pit evacuation. Since this pump again is 58 pounds, you can move it around and pump out those areas. Again, solids handling, self-priming, great, can run dry, chemical resistant, so really the perfect pump for those applications. Marine, we've got these marine barges. They wash out, they clean them out, and you end up with this concoction of a slurry of different chemicals and different viscosities, maybe some solids. And this pump can also stay up above board and pump this up and out of that barge area. So again, great for cleaning barges for all the reasons we've mentioned. And on the pulp and paper side of things, they use a lot of starch, and starch tends to want to clump up, and that can shut down a ball valve pump. But in this case, this pump is great for starches and things of that nature. So it handles the solids, and you've got some chemical component to that as well. So some areas in which to look at: mining, food, meat processing, marine, pulp and paper, and then many other opportunities there as well. That's very, very diverse pump from its application standpoint. Performance and specifications. Well, you'll notice that the original E2PP flat valve pump was 150 gallons a minute, and by going to the new Rockstar design, we've gained 20 gallons a minute, so it's up to 170 gallons a minute. Another area you'll notice here too is that the 170 gallon a minute, so far right-hand side of the curve, it's only 60 SCFM at that point. So if you look at the ratio between SCFM and flow, the ratio is very, very good with this pump, and this pump is extremely efficient. And when you compare that against other AODD pump units in the same flow point. So again, something else to point out to the customers is the great efficiency of this unit and great flow rate for the size and weight of the pump. Just quickly to talk dimensions, I only bring this up because I wanted to point out again that we've got a female threaded connection option with the stainless steel feet, which is really preferred in the mining industry. So again, very popular in mining, as to put a quick disconnect on there and move forward that way, or some kind of a barb fitting for hoses. But in the chemical industry, again, they really like the flanges and the plastic feet brackets, so that's what we offer them. So you have two different options. Just depends on how you want to, what direction your customer wants to go. We can provide that in a very small portable package. Some of the sales tools that will be available to you is we obviously have the product brochure, which is at versamaticpump.com. We've got the data sheets, the operating manuals, and the landing page, as well as the product animation out there, so you can send that to customers. We've got a website landing page that covers this product as well as shows this product animation. And we're actively working on some case studies or application stories that, so that'll be fantastic as well. So if you have someone that's working in these industries, you'll be able to soon have some stories for them to show how this product has been a game changer and really solved issues for customers in the field. Now the nomenclature, we'll move on to nomenclature. We've got a new nomenclature that's going to be going forward for Versamatic. And you may ask yourself, well, why is that? Well, really the traditional nomenclature doesn't have the flexibility we need to go forward. We want to have more positions so that we can have more options, if you will, and have this really explain the story versus having a bunch of suffix codes and things of that nature. And it gives greater clarity to what you actually have from a product standpoint. And it also reduces the amount of special construction models, which really, at the end of the day, don't tell the customer what it is they have, or this will tell them. And at the end of it, you really don't have to be an expert on nomenclature. I would encourage people just to simply go to the price book, and it'll lay it all out for you there. It'll have the model number, and then it'll tell you what the wetted material is, the airside material, the diaphragms, ball, or in this case, flaps. It'll lay that all out for you at the tab, the Rockstar tab in the Versamatic price book that you can get at the Versamatic portal from versamaticpump.com. So I'll just encourage you to go there and get your information. Or if you need assistance in this process, just simply reach out to us at Warren Rupp and ask for customer service, or contact your regional manager for assistance. And some frequently asked questions about the Rockstar is, one is, will the Rockstar replace the E2PP original flat valve pump design? And right now, they're both going to be available for a time, but we do see the Rockstar kind of overtaking the original version because it does everything the original version does and more. So we would expect that to, over time, replace it. Or you could probably choose to upgrade that original version with flap assemblies potentially as well. But either way, we will be replacing that in time. We talked about the performance differences here. So are there any differences in performance between the Rockstar and the E2PP? And the answer to that is yes. We gained about 20 gallons a minute per from 150 gallons to 170. So gain some flow there, and the longevity is certainly going to be better than the original design. So those are all positive. And they're asking, and we get the question a lot about, will we be offering conversion kits? So can you buy flap assemblies in the future to upgrade your current E2PP pump? And the answer to that is most likely yes, but we're actively working on that idea, that concept. And it definitely won't be available to at least Q4 of this year. So something we're looking into to see how we could do that. So stay tuned, and we'll certainly do an announcement when that's, if or when that's available. Again, there's some pricing questions, and the next one is there a price difference between the Rockstar and the E2PP? And the answer to that is yes, and I would encourage you to go to the price book and confirm what those prices are, as they're a bit fluid. So yeah, go to the price book. You'll see the pricing there. Again, go to versamaticpump.com and go on the portal, or simply reach out to customer service for assistance there. And there's a question about, is the suction lift with the all metal flaps as good as the elastomeric flap? And the answer to that is yes. We have very really great tolerances on the flap and on the metal seat, so you get great sealing there, which allows for a great suction lift on that pump. You're not going to see any issues with that. And then since the Rockstar has metal flaps in it, is it much louder than the standard pump? And the answer is no. You don't hear any difference between the original pump and the new pump with stainless steel flaps. So again, it's no challenges there. And people are asking, what is the patent on the flaps? And right now it's patent pending. So once we get that patent, we'll list that on our website and you can learn more about it. But right now we're in a patent pending phase of this new Rockstar design. And how do we identify the Rockstar versus the original E2PP that was in the field? Are there any external physical differences? And the answer to that is really the only differences would be from an external standpoint. We're going to put nameplates on the suction and discharge side of the pump that are going to say Rockstar, and then the actual tag itself that goes on the intermediate or center block of the pump, the model number tag, if you will. The model number is going to be different, and it's also going to have Rockstar on there. And then if you take the end caps off, the cleanout caps, those will show the new stainless steel flaps as well. That's probably your best ways to see what product you have. And then the reason why we made the nomenclature change, like we talked about, is really to give us flexibility and to be more transparent on what product you have, and give us more flexibility and more range in which to add options within that nomenclature. And you'll see that as we roll out new pumps for Versamatic, you'll see that nomenclature start to be adopted more and more over time. So with that, I want to thank you so much for joining me today and supporting Warren Rupp and the Versamatic brand. If you have questions about the Rockstar or any other products, please feel free to reach out to your regional manager or contact customer service at Warren Rupp for assistance. Again, my name is Tim Caldwell. I'm a business development manager here at Warren Rupp. And if you need to contact me, my email is tcaldwell@idexcorp.com. So please feel free to reach out to any of us, and we'll be more than happy to assist you. But thank you again so much for your time and your continued support of Warren Rupp and the Versamatic brand. Take care, everyone.